Hi.
Hi, Rebecca.
How's it going?
No, good. Can we do that again? Rebecca, what team are you on right now?
I'm working on the Microsoft News team here in Vancouver.
Cool. And how did you come to Microsoft?
I started out as an intern in the garage.
Oh,
and
same here.
That's awesome.
Wow. A little bit of context. So I've been an intern also at Microsoft News, and I've been, I started here at Microsoft back in January as a garage intern and now converted to a Microsoft News intern.
What would you say were the highlights of each and how they compared in their differences?
Oh, good question. So I think the biggest difference between the two teams were the pace. I think the garage internship had such a fast pace. It was really structured like a startup, but with the power and resources of Microsoft and all the different connections that we were able to get. But I think the pace was amazing, and I think I really benefited from this garage internship. And at MSN, I think it's more of a formal team. I think it's far more like community driven. It's about like family. It's such a great vibe that's going on with the team that I think it's a lot more relaxed, but yet you can like do a lot of work with new technology. You can learn different tech stacks, and I think both are great experiences. And I think like if anyone would get a chance to do both, like I would recommend both without even a thought. What about you? What do you think is the difference? What have you learned from the garage internship that you brought to like MSN?
Yeah, my favorite part about the garage internship was that you're taking a project from either an idea or an idea that's presented to you all the way to hopefully at the end like a full-fledged like app or a project that you can share and like deploy. And along the way there's many things you encounter that you don't encounter in school, things like localization, things like accessibility testing, things like build and release pipelines. Mm-hmm. And a lot of those things I had never seen before, and they do come back in like full-time work, because if you don't have a build and release pipeline, where's your project going to go? It's not going to get very far. So a lot of those skills will come back. Some might be weeks or months later, and some even years later. They've come back and it's been, oh, I've seen this before. I know what direction to go in. Being that you're earlier in your career and whatnot, at this point in your career, what do you look forward to at work? Like what drives you every day to get up and go to work, and potentially Microsoft specifically to other companies that you may have interned at?
Mm-hmm. I think the biggest thing for me is that I love learning different technologies. It doesn't matter what it is. I think problem solving, trial and error, actually getting my hands on and seeing like some output, that to me is huge, and it actually what drives me to like to do a lot of self-studying and reading online. And so to me, I think what brings me into work every day is that Microsoft just has such a vast amount of projects that we're doing. The tech stack is great to learn. It's so much variety, and I really like the drive I get is from learning and actually implementing on these and iterating on everything that I'm learning. So that just reinforces everything that I'm doing here at Microsoft, and that brings me that motivation to come in every day and actually get things working, fix problems, and I have such a great team that is all doing that same thing, and so all of us are just kind of driving each other this way. So that to me is really such a great environment for working here.
For me, it's more coming in, like solving problems and like seeing the impact of the problems you solve, but it hopefully makes somebody's lives like easier or better, or make something easier to find, or providing instructions for something. Mm-hmm. That's more what drives me, is that because I know if you're working with people internally, they could be like, hey, this feature you made, this button or whatever it may be, they can express like, did they like the feature, did they not like it? You can iterate together versus getting back telemetry from your users, because the telemetry is representing what the users do or do not do, but it doesn't give you the entire picture of if they liked it or was that their only option.
Right.
So I like the more diverse perspective you can get from talking with the users directly. A few months back, we went up to Gross Grind and went up to a ropes course up there in honor of Bing's 10-year anniversary birthday bash. So we went a couple busloads of employees all went up there and just had an afternoon of fun. What was that experience like for you?
Oh, it was, like you said, it's so much fun. I think the awesome part was climbing the gross grind before we went to the rope course. Like actually climbing up with Tad or climbing up with these guys. You know, we actually had such a good conversation as we're both struggling to get to the top. And then so seeing some people like cross the treetop trekking, that was a lot of fun too. Seeing Dave, my manager, go across like the hardest difficulty course.
In past years too, we've done like sledding at Cypress. There was one time we did go-karting, and that was a lot of fun because some people we didn't realize didn't have their license. So their go-karting abilities were greatly entertaining.
Oh, man.
And then those of us that are used to driving with a go-kart, you have a separate pedal for each foot for stop and go. So that gets very confusing too because you're trying to use the same foot for everything and you physically can't. But yeah, the go-karting was a lot of fun and people like crashing into each other and just cheering each other on in different teams. So.
I think it's a great team bonding experience, right? I think that that's one of the strongest points about this team is that we're so close. It feels such like a good strong community here in the office, and it just reflects from the events that we do.